What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Game On Improve Your Health podcast. My name is Austin J. I guess we're doing this, we're in a different location. My name is Austin J, or hallucinodream, if you know me from the gaming community. Joining me today is my lovely wife, Christina, or the Warden, if you know her from the gaming community. We're working on that. And today is a follow-up and question and answer to the last episode, which was on hydration. Now, I want to go ahead and say that we are actually right now in Vermont, Killington Mountain. I'm about to race a Spartan race with a good buddy of mine. He's around here somewhere. He decided not to be on the podcast. I can't wait till he hears this episode. And so we're in another location. Awesome. Next week we'll be in another one as well. But I want to apologize because we recorded this one not live, and we recorded the last one not live, and we mixed up the days. We got confused on what week it was.
I can't believe that you outed yourself.
I just admitted that's why this is being posted late. I have to give an explanation. We want to be transparent and honest with each other, right? That's what we're going for. So I apologize for the delay in the upload of this, and being that we are in Vermont right now, I can't even guarantee that I'm going to be able to upload this for another 2 weeks, to be completely honest. So that's why I want to make the announcement. I don't know how well the internet's going to hold up. Anyways, so this is a follow-up and question and answer to our last episode on hydration, and we're going to answer questions first, and then we're going to go into things we might have missed. So,
Blah, 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 blah,
yeah, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Yeah,
it's a really long intro today.
it was. I do apologize. I don't know how this is going to sound being in a different place already, and I don't know again if I'm going to be able to upload. So I apologize for the delay. We were pretty, we scheduled it properly, but we just did not do the right episodes. So
we were so excited to do the episode that we just recorded.
Literally,
we forgot about this one.
Literally, that's exactly what happened. And I refused to go out of order. So there it is.
So we pushed our whole thing back.
Yep.
All right. So anyway,
quality over quantity. We have both. So we're going to start with the first question.
Our one and only question.
Sorry, we only got one question, but we're going to go with the first question.
Yes. All right. So we talked about, the question was, you spoke about how alcohol dehydrates you. Are there any other things that can aid in your dehydration? So any other drinks that will dehydrate you. You want to start?
Nope, take it away.
Okay. So coffee and I think tea both dehydrate you. Can you confirm?
Yeah, so I don't know scientifically, but yeah, from just from reading studies, hearing these studies, and anecdotally. Now, I do want to throw out there that coffee is made with water, so is tea. So to an extent, you're still getting water content, but the coffee itself does start to dehydrate you. Now, if you drink one single coffee, are you going to get actually dehydrated? No, right? Because you're more than likely going to. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're a tea drinker or a coffee drinker, and that's what we are. I mean, I am more than her. I drink coffee literally all day. I make sure I supplement with water in between, just in case, just because I don't want to get any of the effects of, the dehydration. So to an extent, yeah, it does. It's nowhere near the alcohol extent. But they definitely do. And keep in mind that we don't want to deter anybody from drinking coffee or drinking tea. The benefits of both of those outweigh any of the cons by a significant amount.
But just like anything else, so I think I mentioned it in the original hydration podcast, is that I try to drink water as soon as I wake up. And so I personally, if I don't drink the water and I just start drinking coffee in the morning, I do start to feel dehydrated and I will get a headache. So I just drink the water as soon as I wake up. I start drinking water and then I'll drink it up until I have coffee, and then I'll drink my coffee, and then if I do want another cup before I drink another cup of coffee, I'll drink like 6 or 8 ounces of water, just because I drink coffee obviously because 1, I like it, 2, because I'm like needing the caffeine, but I'll start to get a headache if I just drink coffee and I don't make sure that I have enough water. So
yeah, and I
just try to like break it up. So like how we were saying with alcohol, like if you do want to drink, which is totally fine, make sure you are mixing water in between that. So have a drink and then have, it doesn't have to be 6 to 8 ounces every time, even if it's just like a small cup
just take a
water. Just to help break it up and, replenish your hydration.
Yeah, so sometimes I realize throughout the day that I'm drinking more coffee than water. Mm-hmm. And when I realize that, because I still want to drink the coffee, when I realize that, I do... You put it in a
to-go cup, don't you? So then it stays hot all day?
I've started doing that recently, so we'll get into that in a second. But what I do is, once I realize that maybe I'm not drinking enough water, is I will once I take a sip of coffee, I will then take a sip of water immediately following, just to form a habit of me doing that. Something else I wanted to say that we did touch on before I go into what you just said. Well, we'll go into that first. Yeah, I do. One thing I do is I tend to drink more coffee when it starts cooling down, and being at home all the time, putting it in a regular coffee mug, it cools down very fast.
Yeah.
And what I did at work, I think we talked about this before. What I used to do at work was put it in a mug, and my favorite mug went MIA like a year ago.
Seriously,
and it's
it did.
just
I
gone.
still don't know where it is. I think my parents threw it away.
They probably threw it away, yeah. People don't like me. Anyways.
My dad was probably like, this mug's really old. Tossed it.
Yeah, it's fading at the bottom from all the cup holders. Anyways, I put it in a mug, to-go mug, so it stays hot, an insulated one to stay hot all day. And that generally makes me drink it a lot slower, right? Because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And then I really can reduce the amount, because I do go through phases, and I'm in one right now where I drink a lot of caffeine, and there's nothing wrong with coffee. Again, coffee has so many benefits, but you can only take so much caffeine before it starts negatively affecting you. That's besides. I think we talked about that. I think we could definitely do an episode if somebody has interest in it, but. One thing that I want to say that I do in the mornings, because we drink our water in the morning first thing, is I have supplements that I take every morning, and I have supplements that I take at night, and I have some that I take during the day. But in the morning specifically is what we're talking about. Because I have to take these supplements with water, I make sure that after I take the supplements, I drink a large portion of my water. So I do try to drink like 6 to 8 ounces of water right off the bat. Right when I wake up after I take my supplements, and that creates a really good habit, not only as a habit itself, but the supplements themselves are a reminder. And if I start drinking more water than I need to, then you're really starting off on the right foot right off the bat. So you can do this with anything, whether it's supplements or if you take medication or vitamins. When you take vitamins during the day, in the morning, whenever you take vitamins.
What's the difference between, maybe this could be an episode, what's the difference between supplements and vitamins?
That's for another episode.
Because I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll put that in another episode, because I feel like I can talk about that for a while. So yeah, so we're gonna write that down. As a matter of fact, write that down right now. Well, we're gonna forget. Your phone's right here. While she's taking notes, just let's see what else is dehydrating. There's coffee, tea is a little bit. I was gonna say you gotta watch some of the drinks, some of the sports drinks that we drink. There's a lot of
we drink.
Yeah, people. Sorry. I wouldn't say they technically dehydrate you until you start drinking quite a bit of them, but I want to throw out there that it's harder to become hydrated if you're only drinking those and not water. And I'm not talking about just sports drinks. I'm talking about any other drink, carbonated drinks, anything that's not water, right? So there are definitely drinks that are, if you're somebody who really needs to have a carbonated drink or a flavored drink, try drinking some sparkling water, some seltzer water, right? Some carbonated water, and try to make sure that there's no added sugar or any added ingredients in there to help with hydration. And just try to be mindful of what else is inside some of the drinks that you're drinking to ensure that maybe you're not getting any extra calories that you don't want probably, or added sugars or anything that might dehydrate you.
And I was just thinking about this, so I looked it up while you were talking. Another thing that's really good to actually help hydration are chia seeds. So chia seeds absorb 30 times their weight in water. So it says they help regulate your body fluid levels and retain electrolytes, both key in the battle against dehydration.
That's good. Some other things that are, some foods that are that battle dehydration is lettuce, right? Lettuce, they retain quite a bit of water. And then leafy greens, they contain a lot of water and vitamins and phytonutrients, a lot of extra good stuff. Those are good for staying hydrated too. People don't even realize that. There's fruits that'll do that. Watermelon's a very good one. Our daughter loves watermelon. That is basically all water content. Yeah. So, I mean, there are things you can do to stay hydrated as well without even drinking water. Although I don't take that statement for what it is. I don't condone not drinking water. You definitely should drink water.
But you can put chia seeds, so like we put them in smoothies, or you can even just like put them in. Some people, it's sometimes a texture thing because chia seeds can be a little slimy because they're like puffing up. But people drink them, so like they'll put them in water and like literally just drink them because it's that hydrating. So
yeah, there's a good little tidbit.
Yeah,
nice little look up find you did there. It's very strange. Did you literally just look up chia seeds?
No, I just was thinking about it because I was like, I'm pretty sure that chia seeds really help with hydration, and I wanted to look it up before I said something because,
Good call.
I know.
Can appreciate
and
that.
That's correct.
Well, I think
this can be a pretty short episode, right?
Yeah, this is probably going to be more of a shorter side episode, but I think that wraps up that question. Just try to be mindful of what you're drinking. Just look at the ingredient list on the drinks. And if you really, really don't know, or you don't know if there's some kind of ingredient, if it's going to dehydrate you or if it's good or bad for you, just Google it. Google's very powerful. It'll tell you. Make sure you try to get a reputable source, right? Most of them will be reputable enough to be able to get the right information. But if you did, just try to make sure you're Googling pretty good information. But that wraps up the one and only question. One thing I did want to talk about, because we traveled here to Vermont, and I specifically wanted to travel a day before so that I have a whole day before racing, because I race these races. A lot of people who compete in things might not, or maybe can relate, but typically they start Saturdays and then it's Saturday, Sunday. If we drive on a Friday and the drive is fairly long, I do not hydrate properly because I do not want to stop. I do not want to have to go to the bathroom while I'm in the car and have to try to stop somewhere. Especially, a bunch of different times. Because I'm staying hydrated. Also, there are, driving up to Vermont, a lot of different states, I'm sure there's just huge bouts of nothing. Miles and miles and miles of nothing. So it's like, I really don't feel like trying to pee on the side of the road. If the wind comes back and splashes all over me, then I'm just driving my own pee-pee. But what I want to say about that is, I think that's just more of a mindset type thing. You really need to stay hydrated even while you're driving.
A good tip would maybe be like drinking some chia seeds.
Yes, you can drink some chia seeds, and if you want to stay hydrated to prevent you from having to go pee-pee, you can eat maybe a salad, right, with leafy greens or anything. Bring some watermelon. That'll help you hydrate you. Bring stuff that will help hydrate you.
Watermelon does make you have to go pee.
Well, it's such a high water content. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But like chia seeds, like drinking it like maybe like an hour before you leave, so then you can, let everything go.
Yeah, and one other thing that I notice while I am traveling is that I'll bring coffee or other types of drinks, and I'll drink that with water. That doesn't help whatsoever. So especially if I'm drinking water and coffee at the same time, that makes me have to go pee quite often. And
like this. Oh my gosh, you almost peed in your pants.
I did, and it was because
you were like 30 minutes away. I know. Just hold it. And you couldn't do it.
Yeah, I had to go. Anyways, I think, but you got to make sure. So especially if you're traveling, this is very important. Especially if you're competing or running races or doing anything very physical the next day, you got to make sure you're hydrated, because if you it's going to really impair your performance if you're not staying hydrated. And what I learned, and this is why we travel 2 days before now, is I don't want to do that. It makes it more of a hassle if we do drive on the Friday, but having to stop to use the restroom a couple different times is much better than having very poor performance the next day in a race or whatever you may be doing. So you got to, that's half of a mindset thing for me. There's a whole mindset episode if you want to listen to that.
I also think it's gotten worse since we've been traveling with a baby. Like, at all costs, like, you do not want to wake your sleeping baby in a car. Like, because you have, 6 hours to, like, so to come to Vermont, it was like a 6-hour drive. And so for us, we're like, oh my gosh, it's only been an hour. She's like, and she'll nap anywhere from like 1 to 3 hours. And like, we know that this is the only time she's going to nap, and she's still going to be trapped in a car. And so, yeah, I feel like mentally we're like, oh my gosh, we cannot stop until she wakes up, because stopping obviously wakes her up. So, yeah.
So you just gotta try to prepare, just like anything. I think we had a whole travel episode where we said prepare. You gotta prepare hydration as well. I don't even think we put that in there, but I think that's very, very important.
So maybe next time let's try some chia seeds for you.
It's a good idea now that we have looked up that information.
Yeah, so you can actually just drink a cup of like chia seeds. Obviously don't put like a whole cup in there.
I'm gonna drink a whole cup of chia seeds, nothing else. I'm just gonna drink. It's gonna be tough.
I think they actually say that on the package, so you don't eat them dry. Apparently they had to put that on the package.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's probably a choking hazard. Do you have anything else in regards to hydration to add?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up the episode. Again, I apologize for the delay. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded. Apologize for the quality. I don't know what it's going to sound like until it's starting to be edited. And with that, all of our links are on the left. You're watching on YouTube or Twitch. It's in the description if you're watching on YouTube as well, or listening to the podcast platforms. And thanks for listening, and hope to see you in the next episode.
Bye.